What if everything you were taught about World War II was only half the story? The textbooks say the war ended in 1945, Hitler dead, Nazis defeated, the world rebuilt, and the good guys won. But here's the part they don't teach. Let's start with something undeniable. Operation Paperclip. The United States didn't just defeat the Nazis, it hired them. More than 1,600 Nazi scientists, intelligence officers, and weapons engineers were brought into America under new identities. No trials, no prison, just government contracts and clean paperwork. One of them was Wernher von Braun, creator of Hitler's V-2 rocket. He became a hero of the American space program and helped put us on the moon. There are photos of him standing beside presidents, a former SS officer, shaping the future. And while the United States was recruiting its share, the Soviets made their move too. In one night, the Soviet Union rounded up more than 2,000 German scientists and forced them onto trains headed east. They were told they'd be shot if they tried to escape. Those men helped construct the Soviet missile program that later aimed its warheads at the West. Your Cold War wasn't a new conflict. It was the old one, rebuilt with the same minds. Now let's talk about the Ratlines. Thousands of Nazi officers, real war criminals, didn't vanish into history. They escaped. With forged passports, Vatican networks, and Red Cross travel papers, they slipped into South America. Argentina alone took in more than 5,000. Adolf Eichmann, Joseph Mengele, Klaus Barbie. Men responsible for unthinkable atrocities lived quiet lives under new names. Some even worked as advisors for foreign governments. And the story gets darker. Western intelligence didn't just ignore some of these men. They protected them. Reinhard Gehlen, Hitler's top spy against the Soviets, cut a deal with the Americans. He became the architect of West Germany's new intelligence agency, backed by the CIA. His new organization was staffed with former Gestapo and SS personnel. Same men, new badges. Klaus Barbie, known as the Butcher of Lyon, worked with U.S. intelligence during the early Cold War. When France demanded his arrest, he was quietly moved to Bolivia instead. So let me ask you something. If Nazi scientists built the rockets, if Nazi intelligence officers ran Western spy networks, if Nazi war criminals escaped justice and lived freely, did the war truly end? Or did the world simply absorb the enemy, change their uniforms, and continue the game? That's why some historians say the Nazis didn't lose World War II. The German people did. The civilians suffered the consequences. The architects of the war survived, reinvented themselves, and continued operating under different flags. And here's the most unsettling part. Every piece of this is documented. Operation Paperclip, the Soviet scientist extractions, the escape routes across Europe. The CIA deals with former SS officers. Declassified. Verified. When you connect the dots, one conclusion becomes impossible to avoid. World War II never truly ended. It simply evolved into something bigger, something quieter, and something far more complicated. Now, there are theories we can't prove. Rumors about hidden networks, secret projects, and ideologies that survived in the shadows. Maybe they're true. Maybe they're fiction. But if the real history is already this unbelievable, how far-fetched is the rest? You decide.